Demonstration nugget using MySQL tools. Hello everybody, this is Ben Finkel, and in this nugget I want to take a brief moment to show you how to connect up to your Google Cloud SQL instances with a client utility installed on your local desktop. Now, because MySQL is an open source platform, you can really use any of a number of different available free and premium client packages to access your database, but we're going to take a look at the MySQL, the official MySQL tools, specifically the MySQL Workbench, which is a nice, easy to use, clean front end for working with MySQL databases. Go ahead and you pick it up at mysql.com, whack products, whack workbench, and all you need to do, it's really easy to install, simply click the download now button, and it's going to go ahead and bring up a link for you to download it, and instructions depending on which environment you're on. I happen to be on Mac operating system. So click the download here. It's going to make you sign up or log in with a free Oracle account to download it, but they do want your email address to do that. And once you've done that, you just get a big old download now link. Go ahead and click it, watch it download here, and when it's finished, I'll go ahead and launch it and run through the installer. Alright, that's complete. I'm going to load up my file. Go ahead and launch it and run through the Workbench install utility. Now, if you happen to be on Linux or Windows, obviously it's going to be different. You're not going to work with a .dmg file, but the process is largely the same. It's not really all that complex or different. Simply run through the installation package. It asked me if I wanted to replace my existing Workbench because I already have it installed here. But run through the installation software and you'll see your Workbench get installed. And that's it. It's just a client utility. Once it's installed on your system, you can go ahead and use it. I'm going to bring up my applications now here and find MySQL, oops, missed it, MySQL Workbench. Go ahead and fire it up, and it launches the MySQL Connections homepage where I can build new connections to MySQL databases. Now I can connect to any database, local or remote, from this software. This is just nice client software that MySQL provides for us. So the first thing I'm going to need in order to create this connection is the external IP address of my Google Cloud SQL instance. I get that from cloud.google.com, logging into the project and checking out my Google Cloud instance here. I'm just going to go to my console, select the project that I want to work in this case GSQL Nuggets, and expand Cloud Storage, oops, not Cloud Storage, Cloud SQL, and figure out which instance I'm going to connect to. They all have an external IP address listed right here on the table, so I know that I've got external IP addresses available for my instances right now. So let's take a look at D1- instance. There's the IP address for it. I'm going to copy that, create a new MySQL connection inside of Workbench, and I'll just call it D1- instance just so it's named the same. Fill in the IP address there, and port 3306 is correct. For now, I'm going to connect as root. You obviously don't want to generally connect as root to your databases. So once you're connected as root, you want to build out some users and grant them authority, depending on what authority they need inside of the database itself. But for your initial connection, you do need to connect as root. And that means we need to set up a root password on our instance. So I'm just going to jump back to my console here and go into D1- instance. Select access control. And make sure that I have a root password. And I'm going to make my root password Ben is cool. Now that's not the only thing that we need to do. If you recall from the access control nugget, we also need to make sure that we have an external IP address whitelisted, authorized to access this instance. So I not only need an external IP address on my instance itself that I can connect to, but the instance has to be told who's allowed to come in and connect to it. So I have already whitelisted my IP address here. I'm just going to make sure that it's still my IP. It's 251.4. So I'll go to whatismyip.com. And that tells me yes, 251.4. That is still my IP address. So I know that I'm whitelisted and allowed to access this instance. Set up my password here. Ben is cool. Yes, I am. Click OK. And click the test connection button down here. It says connection parameters are correct. SSL not enabled. That's true. I did not enable SSL on this instance, although I could. So good. Click OK. And you'll see right here on the panel now I've got a new connection that I can launch simply by clicking on it. It's going to launch up the SQL editor window for Workbench. And here we are. We're inside of a Workbench utility, a client utility, for managing our Google Cloud SQL instance. And if you're familiar with MySQL Workbench, you should be comfortable working with your databases. If you're not, it's very similar to any third-party client library for working with databases. Down here you have your different schemas. I've only got one inside of this particular instance, and there is my table employee, so I can execute SQL right inside of the window here. Just click the button, see the results. I can also do things like check out the server status, client connections. Importantly here, you can manage users and privileges inside of MySQL, and this is where you want to start creating users other than root that you and your programs, your software, are going to connect to this database as. So that's really important. Root users should really only be used this initial time to set up and create your users, create your connections. After that, every other time you should be using some kind of user that you've built inside of MySQL itself. That concludes this nugget on using MySQL tools. We took a look at the MySQL Workbench utility, which is nice because it's powerful, it's free, it's really easy to use, it's really popular and common. There's a lot of support available out there for it. But really, you can use this same process on any client utility that you might be comfortable using to connect to MySQL databases. I hope this has been informative for you, and I'd like to thank you for viewing.